creative space that are millionaires. Yes, there are people that are doing creative things that are different from what they studied in the higher institution that are thriving. Do you know that one of us that will be coming today sells kunu and zobo? And trust me, she has made over ₦1,000,000. Did you hear that? She has made over ₦1,000,000. So they will not just be sharing with us all they have achieved. They will be sharing with us what they did differently to be able to succeed. So I want us with Jesus joy in our hearts, celebrate each one of them as I call their names. First of all, celebrate Ifemiposi Iyiola. Celebrate Mrs. Ekene Okocha. Celebrate Ketura Saleh. Celebrate Mr. Ozumba Onyiye. Celebrate Mr. Emmanuel Oge. And celebrate Ogogo Igbini Jesu. So as a crowning treat, we'll be having two amazing persons, two amazing creative professionals. One of them is our very own Dr. Kelly Agoize, who was here on Thursday night. So if you were here on Thursday night, trust me, you are in for a treat. And also we are having gracing us the very Mr. Samson Aligba. All right, so at this point in time, I would hand over the mic to my colleague, Bill Promise, to take us to the next level. Celebrate Jesus.
Hallelujah. Can we celebrate Jesus one more time? So shortly, without wasting much time, we're going to bring up the first person. He's going to talk for 10 minutes. He's a cake artist, an entrepreneur, a head baker at Cake Art Luxury Cake Business. He simply bakes your idea into life. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Ifemiposi Iyiola. Ifemiposi Iyiola, beg your pardon. Come on, celebrate him.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ifemiposi Iyiola, and I'm a cake artist. First of all, I really want to appreciate Pastor Philip. Thank you so much, Daddy, and all the pastoral committee for this opportunity. I'm not taking it for granted. So, my life, what is an entrepreneur? An individual who undertakes the risks associated with creating, organizing, and owning a business. Okay, so let me start from here. My life as an entrepreneur started in 2012 when I woke up one morning and told my parents that I will go to learn cakes, how to bake and how. You know, first of all, my dad was surprised, and of course my mom too. And they were like, especially my dad, first thing he said to me was, cakes? Like, it is not a man thing, that it should be a woman thing. So I said, woman thing, okay. But you know, mommy will always be mommy. Mommy persuaded dad after 2 weeks, and dad finally agreed for me to go learn cakes. The main reason why mom did this was because she sees that this is what I was passionate about. Nobody has forced me to do it, and it is what I really wanted to do. And I was always telling them I really want to learn cakes. And it was because I saw a man in the area then that was very good at his craft. He's just a very crazy baker. So I was actually inspired by the man, and so that was how I started. And you know, after 3 weeks, I had a friend. Thank God, I had a friend the birthday was around the corner, and I did the birthday cake for her for free. And when I did the cake, my parents also asked for me to do a size 10 round cake for them, and I did for them. And I decorated it well with my own understanding, the way at least my best knowledge then. And trust me, it was actually awesome to me at that period. And my dad saw the cake, he tasted it. My dad is a pastor, actually, a CAC pastor to be precise. And, you know, when my dad saw that cake, the first thing he said was, I should kneel down. And he said I should kneel down. The next thing, he just laid his hand on me and he started to pray. my dad prayed for almost 1 hour. You know how easy pastor does now. To be truthful. He prayed for almost 1 hour. I was mad in my spirit at some point that, like, Daddy, like, can you just please round up this prayer, you know? He was very happy and he was glad that he could release me to go fulfill my dreams and, you know, and I was very happy too. So that was how I started the whole thing. And, you know, don't see it as if my journey was actually smooth. It wasn't at all, you know, at all. There are times that I had financial challenges, emotional challenges, health-wise, and all. And, you know, when that happened, all these stuff made me not even stand for long because I had a surgery. Don't let me go into full details. So it was a really crazy one that would have ended my life. So this could have even ended my dreams to pursue my career and all. So what I did was, after the whole period that I was doing this, I still had the passion to go learn cakes. I still had the urge, even when I wasn't good enough, like my leg and all, because of the surgery that I had to go through. So for several years, I was just there. I was there, you know, trying to see if I could really be agile to even stand and mold fondant and all. So afterwards, I went to learn an advanced cake from a man called Cake Priest. Cake Priest is a very creative man, you know, a very creative man. What he does is, you know, and first of all, he's rated as King of Sugar Craft in Nigeria. Just so you know, this man is very good. So I learned from him. I paid, you know, a very good amount of money to him, and you know, you don't just go to that kind of person for free, of course. And if you want to access them, you know, it takes a long process. So this man was willing to tutor me, and he helped me, and that was how I started. And I was learning from him. So I learned how to mold. If I show you my first work, it wasn't that good at all. So this was what I was doing, sugar molds. I do sugar molds. I make sugar flowers. Everything you see here is actually made from icing sugar. Everything you're seeing from icing sugar. And my first wedding cake, that was 2021. That was middle 2021. This cake actually brought about a huge growth for me, you know, a very huge growth for me. That the client gave me to do the wedding cake. They said that I should do the traditional cake. Same client, I should do the bridal shower cake. The night I was going to deliver the whole cake, that was the night they were doing the bridal shower. You know, to be honest, I've been going to weddings, but then I've not seen that kind of stuff that very day. They finished the bridal shower cake that night. You know, of course, some people will still remain, like, you know, cake till the next day, you know, at least, let's still see. But then they loved the cake, and the cake was actually red velvet. Thank you very much, sir. So this is the bridal shower cake on your left, and the traditional cake on your right. So that was the cake, and, you know, they actually loved it. On the day of the wedding, everybody talked about the cake, the way the flowers was being stacked and all. They loved it. Whereby these 40 years, you know, they will say the father side will take one side, the mother side will take one side, the yakinikon will take, you know what I mean? So everybody took the ass, but this last year's size 14, this last year, you know, everybody in the family of the wife, they finished this in my presence. Like, it was actually a fruit cake. They finished it, to be honest. They finished the whole cake. So I was really happy. Like, you know, this is actually a very huge growth for me. And some of the things that actually helped me in doing this was, first of all, my passion for what I'm doing, you know. I was willing to go the extra mile. I keep updating myself. I keep upgrading. You know, if you check my phone, you will definitely see several lessons. There was even a lesson that I was trying to go for in it's from Nigeria, but it's in Russian. So I'll pay, but because I don't really understand what they say, you know, so they will just send a video to me, and so that was I keep updating myself. Till now, I keep updating myself. So, and another thing you should know when starting a business is avoid debt. You know, avoid debt, and at the beginning of your business, there will be times that people will come to you with pleas to render services without paying in full or paying anything at all. Honestly, I've had my own shares because so many people that are closer to you, honestly, they will actually do you anyhow. Some people will even pay, and they will even pay in full. To go meet them to ask for the rest, they'll make you feel so that was how I started, and, God was helping me. And another thing you need to know is branding is another key as an entrepreneur you should take seriously. Let your product speak for itself. What will people see when they see your product or services? Your branding says a lot about your brand. Some of the things that kept me going again, they are my determination. And, the people that surrounds me, everybody that surrounds me, they are, because of my line of stuff that I do, I have cake bakers, like professional ones that are very good at their craft. So all these people surround me, and one thing you should notice is don't surround yourself with people that will be envious of your growth, Because trust me, you wouldn't want to make friends with somebody who have reservations about your growth. If I tell you, I'm doing this, will you be willing to tell me, Ife, this stuff you are doing, don't worry, you will succeed. Just keep trying. But if you have people that wouldn't even give you positive advice about any little thing you do, trust me, you shouldn't find yourself around them. So my advice is you shouldn't give up in whatever you're doing. If you let fear govern the way you think, you will lose a lot. I'm not saying that everybody should start baking, please. Not everybody should start baking. So most of my works are this. I'm not actually doing just the regular kind of cakes. Let me start from there. I'm not doing the regular kind of cakes. This is a buttercream, the one on the left. I actually mixed this with fondant. And this one is a Dior cake. This was made for a pharmacist's wife. And this one I wrote, Happy Birthday Fine Girl, was made for my mom. I call my mom Fine Girl, actually. So this was made for a boy. So this car cake that you're seeing was made in 2021, also around November period. So I did this cake for a woman in around, I think, year about. So this woman loved Bentley. What he just said was, I just want a car cake. I don't want anything else. Just give me a car cake. I know you work with so person cake priest. I just want a car cake. That was how I started. And, I did this for the woman. The family was happy. When I got there, some people brought cakes also, and they were happy. And I was thankful to God for the whole growth. So this is me working. And this is an hyper-realistic cake. This is fried rice and jollof rice. This is apple. Everything you are seeing is made of cake and icing sugar, not fruits. So this is actually a cake also. Yes, sir. This is actually a cake. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. This is actually a cake, and one thing I want you to know is stuff that actually drive me doing all these stuffs. I'm not just, the reason why I call myself a cake artist is not just a regular baker. I actually because arts communicates with different people. The way you want me to do your stuff is different from the way mommy wants me to do our own stuff. So I communicate from his own point of view, and I communicate from our own point of view based on what they wanted, and I will deliver it in an hyper-realistic way, not just the regular, just give me cake. You understand what I mean, sir? So what you need to know as an entrepreneur is be passionate, be creative, be goal-oriented, be flexible in whatever you're doing, be motivated, and make sure that God is the first factor. If you root God out of your life, trust me, as an entrepreneur, you will lose it all. Trust me. Make sure that you ask God first. While I was starting all these things, that time that I was sick, I asked God, should this be what I should venture into? And I heard clearly, kick, just kick, nothing else, just kick, just keep going. And I thank God that God has been so helpful. Thank you very much.
Word Assembly, you can do better than that. Thank you. For a moment, I was very sure that fried rice was fried rice. But I didn't really know how to communicate it in my heart. But it was just a moment. Please, let's celebrate the very Ifemiposi Iyiola